Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my live feed with our NFL recap for the Sunday night conference championship matchups that happened earlier today. Hopefully everybody is doable and dealing with the snowy weather, and everybody's staying safe. Um, but we are about to commence this on our way here. First things first. Believe we're gonna start with the first game, which was the AFC Championship game between the visiting Denver Broncos at the New England Patriots. I believe I had it right. So, completely low scoring game. Out the box, you would have thought it would have had sorry, a lot more implications into it. Um, both teams honestly weren't really like I kind of figured they both weren't going to be, especially the Denver Broncos with having Jason Stidham as the starting QB. The Denver Broncos started off completely strong. Um, the game ended in honestly a low scoring game in total, so I believe it was just only I think 17 points scored in total. The New England Patriots had completely played sound steady defense. They didn't really have to do too much. Again, the Broncos probably had the one opening drive. I think it was from Stidham to Franklin for the touchdown because I think Franklin was out for the game last week. So he ended up catching a touchdown pass in this AFC Championship game. Um, for like I said, I thought the momentum was going to go heavily in favor for the Denver Broncos. Um, I'm guessing with everything for how it was about, they literally had sorry, but they literally had a lot of time to convert a lot of drives. I mean, the Patriots didn't have to really honestly do too much. They were a lot of missed field goals. I think they're about two to three missed field goals. So the game didn't really probably go like how maybe like a lot of people had intended. Maybe so. Who knows? Again, I didn't expect a lot, especially with Bo Nix out. So New England Patriots had did what they did. They reached their 12th Super Bowl within their franchise history, and they will go back to replay another team from a couple years ago. I don't know if anybody could remember back in the 2013-14 season. This is a rematch, actually, per se. So it's a rematch about 10 years, probably a little bit longer than that, about a few years ago now. So at this point, um, like I said, New England Patriots they did well. Denver Broncos, for all that it was worth, they fought throughout the whole entirety of the season. You can't downplay nothing of what they have done. And maybe if, like I said, if key players don't get hurt, maybe we are in a different spectrum to where they're advancing going to the Super Bowl and not the New England Patriots. But for set the record straight, for the most part, like I said, New England did exactly what was needed. They did enough. They made enough plays in order to substantiate and slow down the drives. I think even New England lost players within the middle of their game. But again, both teams they did phenomenally well. Honestly, because Drake made an even. I didn't even think he even threw for over 100 yards or even 200. Cause I had him for 236, but had to factor in the weather climate of this overall perspective. So they ended up pulling through and winning the game. And congratulations to New England for its first AFC Championship win since what 2019, probably 2020. So congratulations to them. And I'm not going to stay predominantly too long on one game, but I'm going to get to the NFC Championship game where the Seattle Seahawks were hosting the Los Angeles Rams. And automatically, this game was the one that probably should have paid attention more of. Both teams were completely on point as far as like getting to the as far as offensively wise. Um they were getting all over. They were all over the field. They were playing well to their ranges, and now more so than ever, the Seattle Seahawks have pulled it off. Um, completely. I don't know if it's probably a shock to most, probably for me anyway. But for them to win, completely shocked the mantle of a lot of things. Um, was not the biggest Sam Darnold believer, and I'm not going to say he made me a believer now to this day, but he did pull through. I didn't think his last year with Minnesota was a fluke. No, neither did I thought that him coming to this team with the contract that he had. I didn't think. I think he had a lot to prove, but he has shown out that right situation, right climate, right time, you can make advancements. And like I said, he was with Minnesota last year with Justin Jefferson. Still was able to give him the ball. Still made Jefferson an All Pro. Again, that's how he got the contract per se. And I really do feel like Minnesota does miss him, but I feel like Seattle's got the better usage out of him. So, not entirely, but just in full. Sam Darnold has definitely made that team a lot more better. The run game has always been there. Rather, it was either under the team was Pete Carroll or anybody else per se. Um, Again, all the pieces are there. Even when they had Geno Smith at the helm. So they're not a bad team. They're just a couple plays from actually making a lot of things happen. They made a lot of things happen. They won 31 to 27 against the Rams. It was a really good offensive game. Both, like I said, both teams had used both for their key attribute players in order to move the ball downfield from whatever field position that they started. And like I said, they were able to more so the Seattle Seahawks were able to make more bigger plays. Um, Even with their considering that their last two opponents have been within their division, so they have seen these opponents quite frequently, and they have game plan for them entirety. I believe the San Fran one was the worst. That had to be the one that was the worst as far as like their team loss. But as far as in a whole, they've done well. And again, this is the reason why they're in the NFC Championship game. Different style play, coaching montage. I believe all the players are just like heavily motivated. And like I said, it's been years since being under the Pete Carroll regime, which had the blunder back in the Super Bowl of 2013-14. So I do believe that this is the era where they right their wrongs and eventually go ahead. Um, I'm not going to give or write off New England. This is going to be a very good and very interesting game. Again, even when you look at it, both quarterbacks. If you say Drake May is young, yeah, he is. Sam Darnold, he's still fairly young coming into the league and still like not even hit year 7 yet. So I'm really predominantly hoping that both quarterbacks show a good play style and be able to go ahead and have a great game. And I'm really hoping that this turns into a decent Super Bowl. Like I said, it is a rematch, so I am interested and looking forward to seeing both teams. I know everybody else is. So again, um, I'm not going to stay predominantly too long on this live, but if you are a big fan of Frank Greatness and you are interested in all of my sports sports blog content, then please make sure y'all hit that like, hit the subscribe, and we're gonna be giving more updates and everything else like that. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, and then be in tune next time for my next live session. And I will get back with y'all another time frame. Have a great rest of your evening, guys. Stay safe and warm.